जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे राधा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर नंदन भज जन यशोदानंदन भज जन यशोदानंदन भज जन रावण यशोदानंदन भज जन यशोदानंदन भज जन Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Check. No? This room you can try. Yeah. Attention.
Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare
Welcome,
Krishna.
welcome to the most auspicious evening for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, which is the appearance of Lord Nithyananda, right? And today is Trayodashi. What does Trayodashi mean?
Kadasi Dwadasi prayers.
A day from Ekadashi. Okay. So it's the 13th day. And today is the 13th day of the waxing of the moon, right? So the moon is growing. And when this was the same constellations, well, it was a little bit different, but the Trayodashi in the month comes on the 13th day. And as rightly pointed out, is Ekadashi, Dwadashi, and then Trayodashi. So by that means Ashtami is 8, right? Who was born on 8th? Krishna, because it's Janmashtami, right? Radhashtami, 8. What else? Ram Navami. Navami is the 9th day. So Lord Ram was born on the 9th day of the waxing or waning of the moon. That's the birthday. Okay. So today we'll see who is Lord Nithyananda and some of the pastimes that Lord did when he was leading the Sankirtan movement. Okay. So initially thought we would go through the song, but I think it will take too long. So we'll start from this slide here. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his song says this verse, Nadiya Godru mein Nithyananda Mahajan, Pati yache naam hata jivera karan. Means in the land of Nadia, on the island of Godrum, which is West Bengal, the magnanimous Lord Nityananda has opened up the marketplace of holy name, meant for the soul's deliverance of all fallen souls. So Pati Yache is fallen souls. And what is marketplace? Those of you who buy from Facebook Marketplace or anywhere. What's the marketplace? Where you
Now buy.
buy
Sell
and
and
sell and buy. So what sort of marketplace is Lord Nityananda talking about here, or Bhaktivinoda Thakur is talking about? Marketplace of holy name. And so, what is the marketplace of holy name in Grand Rapids?
Krishna coming inside.
Yes, it is
Center.
2391 Hills Drive side, right? Hills Drive Avenue. So, and what happens in a marketplace? You buy and sell, right? So, what is Lord Nityananda selling here? Now, holy name. And what is he asking us to give? Like, we have to buy this name from Lord Nityananda, right? So, what do we have to pay for this? Faith. Okay. What else? What are the answers? Okay. Service. Surrender. Lord Nityananda is asking the least possible thing that we can give. You know, when we go, when we drive, or when we do anything in this material world, we have faith, right? You all have faith that after leaving the program, you all will reach home, right? We all have faith that on Monday we'll go to work. We'll get feedback also. Palsati was saying, having faith that Monday we'll get heat. Yes, that's a good faith, bro. We have been banking on that faith for last 3.5 months. So that's a good faith, right? So we all knowingly, unknowingly do everything based on faith, right? And here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that Lord Nityananda is come to the marketplace to give us the holy name. And by holy name, he is connecting us to Lord Krishna. And he is asking just this small thing from us, and that is faith. So how many of us are ready to give us this small faith to Lord Nityananda today? Haribol, right? And we'll see how Lord Nityananda will transform our lives. He's already working in every one of our lives through the medium of Guru. But we'll see today how he has been seen to not only deliver fallen souls, but also um, lead the Sankirtan movement for Lord Chaitanya. And we'll see one of the main reasons why um, uh, Lord Chaitanya gave this task, very important task to Lord Nityananda. Okay. Nityananda is very handsome. He dresses in blue clothes, wears golden jewelry, sports a fancy turban, as you see in the image. And he is inebriated by love of Gaura and by Balram's boyish love for Krishna. So you see, as you see in the picture, Lord Balram has a bluish hue. He usually wears blue clothes. And we'll see one pastime where he behaves, or he is actually a cowherd boy in Golok Vrindavan, right? So he's Balram. And even in this pastime as Lord Nityananda, he shows his boyish or like a gopa behavior at many instances. We'll talk about those as well. So a little bit about Lord Chaitanya's early pastime. So Lord Nityananda Prabhu appeared in 1473. And what year did Lord Chaitanya appear? Prize for someone who knows the exact year. Close. It's 1496. Okay. So it's almost 30 years, 20, yeah? Yes. And if you see what happened after 1496, Lord Chaitanya was born in 1496, and exactly after 400 years, what happened? Yes, 1896 was the birth year of His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, first the king goes, then, then the commander goes, right? So, Prabhupada came in 1896. And so we'll come back here. Lord Nityananda was born in the village of Ekachakra, again, which is in West Bengal. So which is, and he was born 30 years before Lord Chaitanya, so was older to him. And he spent the first 12 years as a childhood with his parents, right? And his parents' names are kids. Now, next answer. Okay. So Haday Pandit and Padmavat, yes. And when he was born, there was all the auspicious signs, the constellations, and also the marks on the body of Nityananda, which are there on the marks of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if anyone says, especially in India, if anyone says that I'm God, what should you do? Should ask him, lift your feet. I want to see what is there. Right? So you should see different auspicious signs, like, there is chakra, there is elephant, and there is umbrella. There are so many other disc, so many other auspicious signs that one should have. And Lord Nityananda had all these, right? And as he was growing in Ekachakra, it is mentioned that he was the joy and attraction for everyone in the village. And similar to Krishna, everyone loved Lord Nityananda more than their child. This is inconceivable, right? But everyone in the village seeked to spend time with Nityananda. They always wanted him to come to their house and, play with their kids, and they wanted to take care of Nityananda. And Vrindavan Das Thakur describes in Chaitanya Bhagavat that as Nityananda Prabhu, who's also known as Nitai and Nimai, right? So he was the producer and director of various dramas. Actor also, yes. He was actor, director, producers, everything. And his dramas were, what were his dramas? What dramas used to Lord Nityananda perform? Okay, he used to perform Krishna Lila also and Ram Lila also. So he used to perform like Putna. So some of the child will become like Putna, and then he will become like Krishna, and then he'll kill the demon. Then someone will become Trinavarta. Then someone will become Aghasura. So they used to do this pastimes, and then, as rightly said, on one time they did the pastime of Lord Ram, right? And then every child, every boy or girl, they were given the roles of, okay, you need to be this, you're Sugriv, you're Bali, or you're Jamban. So everyone were given different roles. And then obviously, what role will Nityananda take? Lakshman, right? And so they were playing all these pastimes, and then there was one boy who was Hanuman, right? And Hanuman Ji was to do so many tasks, right? And he was told that what happens when Meghnath hits an arrow to Lord Lakshman? Yeah, Lord Lakshman faints down, right? And then in the play, actually, when this happened, so the boy, like, small twig, they made an arrow and they shot the arrow. And then Lakshman, which is Nityanand Prabhu, the arrow touches and he faints. And then he faints and nothing is happening. Like, the play stopped. Boys are wondering what is happening. He's faint. Then they go shook him. Nothing is happening. And then when kids do a blunder, they think, oh, this is out of control. Like, let's call parents. So they call the parents. The parents come and see, hey, what is happening? They touch him, his body is cold. There is almost no life air. What is happening? They get scared. Then one of the boy, he actually went for bath. He comes and he says, hey, wait, I am Hanuman. I am supposed to get Sanjeevani. So he just goes to nearby tree, plucks a branch, and comes and just shows it to Nithyananda Prabhu. And guess what? Alas, he wakes up like not Nithyananda. And it is said, Vrindavan Das Thakur says that when he was performing these pastimes, Lord Nithyananda is to perform those actually being there. Obviously. And when asked upon how you're such a small child, 5 years, how do you know such details of pastimes? In village, obviously there is no YouTube, right? At that time. So how do you know such specifics? And then, casually Lord Nitya used to say, oh, well, these are my pastimes, which nobody understood, but which are actually his pastime, right? And so in this way, Lord Nityanand spent 12 years in Ekachakra. And I have a picture here, which is the current day ISKCON temple in Ekachakra Dham. And this is actually the exact place where Lord Nityananda was born, in Ekachakra. Right? There's obviously this shrine there, and many devotees flood to this. This is kind of the when we talk about the tree of Lord Chaitanya, this is the biggest branch. So we all originate from here. So this is the root. Yeah. And then what happened was, after 12 years, then Lord Nityananda thought that now it is time for me to move away from my parents, and then be ready or get ready for Lord Chaitanya's advent, right? So what happens next? So then who comes? Ishur. Who comes to Lord Nityananda's house? A sannyasi comes. Sannyasi comes. And I was reading, it is said that this sannyasi was actually Lakshmipati Tirth. Yeah. He comes in disguise, nobody knows, but he himself comes. I was reading on ISKCON Desire, so you can see that there's some research behind it. So this sannyasi comes, and as back in those days, householders, they used to welcome the sannyasi very nicely. They used to make sure that they're comfortable. And then what the sannyasi used to do? They used to do Bhagavad Sapta, or they used to do Bhagavatam discourse. And when after doing this Bhagavatam discourse, Hadai Pandit, who is the father of Lord Nityananda, asked this sannyasi, what can we do for you? Right? We also ask so many sannyasis, right? Our temple opening is coming, so hopefully we'll have a lot of sannyasis at our event. So we obviously ask, just as obviously, very humbly should ask sannyasis that what can we do for you, right? And so when he asked this question, the sannyasi said that, well, I'm traveling all throughout India through my pilgrimage, and I need someone to be with me as a helper, yes, in my travels. So I want your son. Guess what a big ask that is, right? It is said, Vrindavan Das Thakur mentions that Hadai Pandit experienced the same pain that Dashrath Maharaj experienced when Vishwamitra Muni asked for Lord Ram, that I want to take you with me, right? So the same pain. But what can be done, out of, well, obviously he talked to his mother, but, as an etiquette, they agreed to give their child. And then Lord Chaitanya, as Lord Nityananda, traveled through the whole of India, going to various holy places. He went to Vrindavan, we'll see that some pastimes there. And then he went to South India. He went, and finally he ended his tour. He went to Jagannath Puri also, and then he used to live in Vrindavan until Lord Chaitanya started his Sankirtan movement. So which is the first place that Lord Nityananda visited after he left home? Any guesses? No. We all should know this. Very, very near and dear to us. Yes. So the first place that Lord Nityananda went was to see Lord Vitthal Dev in Pandharpur, right? And there, obviously, he grew up. There's quite a bit of time difference. So he grew up now as he was a young man traveling through these places, and there he lived at a devotee's house. Who was he lived at the house of a god brother of Madhavendra Puri, and then his spiritual master he was visiting his disciple there, and then when he was visiting, he was a great devotee of Lord Balram. And one night previously, he got a vision of Lord Balram. He comes to his vision in the night and he says that tomorrow a young man will come to you and you must give him initiation, right? Obviously, when Lord Balram comes, you have to follow that, right? There is no asking questions. So the next day, Nityananda Prabhu actually approaches Lakshmipati Tirtha and asks for initiation. And as instructed by Lord Balram in his dream, he initiates Nityananda Prabhu. I was also reading, and this is again, the literature is on the internet. Lakshmipati Tirth, again, it is traced back and it is said that he was none other than an incarnation of Prahlad Maharaj, actually. So there's some connection here and there. I wanted to read more, but time was short. Okay, so after initiation, where does Lord Nityananda go? Kids. Where? Yes. Goes to Vrindavan. Not directly. Well, trick question. So in the course of pilgrimage, from there he goes to different Gaya, he goes to Kashi, Prayag, and finally to Mathura, then Govardhan. He also goes to Hastinapur, Dwarka, Ayodhya, Haridwar, so many places, right? He goes and he takes bath at holy places, and he goes to different Kurukshetra and so many other places. And it is said that he goes to all the places which Balram went before 1 year of Kurukshetra war, right? Balramji did not participate in the war, right? He was not there. He said, okay, you guys fight. I'm not in this. I'm going to go on pilgrimage. So Lord Nityananda, actually, he did the same route. So you can, what Lord Balram did when he was in Dwapar in Krishna. So nice point to connect, right? Yeah, very nice. Um, okay. And then he went, visited, he saw where Krishna was born, saw Nanda Bhavan, and he was experiencing ecstatic emotions because that's where he played. That's where he also grew up, right? In his previous yuga. He visited the 12 forests of Vrindavan, Govardhan, um, many holy places. And finally, he came to Braja and started waiting. Waiting for what?
Gaurang.
Yes. And by this time, Lord Chaitanya is born, right? And obviously, he's growing up, and Lord Chaitanya is Nimai Pandit at this time, right? Has not yet started his Sankirtan movement, but he will do so in some time. Okay. While in Vraja, Nityananda Prabhu made no effort to care for his transcendental body. If on occasion someone offered him milk, then he would drink it. But if no one offered anything, he would simply fast. Just imagine, right? He just lived like nobody knew him. Nobody knew where he lived, how he lived. but he was keeping himself hidden. And as a grown man, he sported in the waters of Yamuna, right? So imagine just like an adult playing with kids in the waters, splashing water. It'll feel a little bit weird, right? But for Nitai, he's in his bhav of Balramji. So it's perfectly fine for him to um, um, do those pastimes. Um, and then after spending time there, few years, when Lord Chaitanya started his Sankirtan movement, then Lord Nithyananda traveled to Nadia, right? And what do we learn from this? Lord Nithyananda was a perfectly empowered incarnation. He could have started Sankirtan movement, but why did he wait? Is the question.
His mood is serving. Waiting for instruction from Chaitanya.
Yes. And we'll see that pastime also now, because he's waiting for the instruction, right? He's perfectly capable, but and he could have, if he wanted, he could deliver the whole world also, because he's not different from Krishna himself, right? And as we were hearing from Mahari Prabhu this morning, what is the difference between Krishna and Balram? What are the differences between Krishna and Balram? There are no difference except one difference. And what is that one difference? Color. Yes. Apart from that, he had Balram or Nithyananda Prabhu is the supreme personality of Godhead. There is no difference, right? And so first Krishna is there obviously, and the first expansion is Lord Balram. After Balram from Balram comes the first quadruple expansion: Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Vasudev. And from them, Vasudev, another quadruple expansion comes, right? And from that, then Narayan comes, right? So the original seed is same Nithyananda Prabhu here. And I was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 3.6. And in that it is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying that he's quoting verses after verses and from different scriptures, establishing the fact that Lord Chaitanya is the supreme personality of Godhead. He's not even saying obviously he's an incarnation. Incarnation, well, is the closest word. The word incarnation. Carnation is carnate. The word carnate comes from, sorry, I'm going to my professor mode now. Carnivore, right? So coming in body is incarnation. Coming into a bodily form is called as incarnation. It doesn't actually fit the description. So we see that there is Krishna and there is Lord Chaitanya. What's the difference? Only Karan. Okay, so there is no difference. And here also, we see that Nithyananda Prabhu is the same Balram and there is no difference. And what happens in Nadia or in Mayapur? Lord Nityananda waited in Vrindavan until Lord Chaitanya had revealed his divinity and to begin his mission. And at the advent of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan moment, he rushed to Navadvip for an emotional reunion with the Lord. For those who are seasoned in CC, question: whose house is open for you also now? Okay, she's already okay, except her. No. Okay, he stayed at the house of Nandanacharya, right? And there's some beautiful things that we'll try to see what happens here. That when Lord Nityananda came to Nadia and he stayed at Nandanacharya's house, Lord Chaitanya got a dream. Now, this Lord Chaitanya is explaining this to his devotees that, oh, dear friends, last night I had a dream. And in my dream, I saw an extraordinary personality. he had a chariot, and that chariot had a flag of palm tree. This beautiful personality was blue in color. He was wearing blue garments, and he kept asking me, "Is this the house of Nimai Pandit? Is this the house of Nimai Pandit?" Right? So then he says, Lord Chaitanya says, "Please go and find where is this personality. I want to meet him eagerly." And he sends everybody. And this is, Gadadhar Pandit is there, Srivas Thakur is there, Haridas Thakur is there, everybody is there. And so he sends everyone to search for Nithyananda Prabhu. And guess how long do they search? If someone asks us to search someone, what will you do? We'll go probably search somewhere and come back in like 1 hour. We'll be tired, we'll take a lunch break, then we might try again. But these devotees, any number, how long they search for? A little bit more, 8 hours. So they search for 8 hours. Subah se shaam ho gayi, it was from morning till evening, but still they couldn't find Lord Nityananda. But then Lord Chaitanya said that Lord Nityai will not show you himself. Come with me. And then Lord Chaitanya takes everybody and goes to the house of Nandanachari. And then he sees there Lord Nityananda is sitting in the window. And then obviously there's a very, very elaborate description of how when they both meet each other, they hug each other, they cry, they faint. They wake up, they cry, they hug, they faint. They wake up, they cry, they faint. This went on for a few hours. So what do we learn from this pastime? Any thoughts coming to your mind? Unlimited love. It is said, Narad Muni says that by the mercy of Krishna, we find Guru. And by the mercy of Guru, we find Krishna. So we see this pastime being played here exactly depicts what Shastras say, right? So when Paramatma inspires us from within our heart, we go search for a Guru, right? He's directing to us, guiding to us. And here also, no matter if, today you might say, I might approach someone, but it doesn't work that way, right, Prabhu? It has to come from within. So Paramatma will hold your hand and take you to the Guru. And which is what Lord Chaitanya is doing, that he took everybody and went to Lord Nityananda, who is the Adi Guru, right? And the year was 1506, and at this time Lord Nityananda was 32 years old. And then there is so many pastimes that these two brothers do. So now the Sankirtan movement has started in full flow, and now Lord Chaitanya is instructing Lord Nityananda to carry forward or to propagate this mission of Sankirtan. This is a nice verse that we see in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It says, Suno suno Nityananda, suno Haridas, सर्वत्र अमर आके करो प्रकाश प्रति घरे घरे गिया करो वही भिक्षा बोलो कृष्ण भजो कृष्ण करो कृष्ण शिक्षा. So what is Lord Chaitanya telling here? Listen Nityananda and listen Haridas. Sarvatra amar agya koro prakash means listen to my instruction, and then Prati ghare ghare kiya, go to every house and a bhiksha. What does bhiksha mean? Beg. Beg what? Yes. And when you go to someone's house, beg for those people to take the name of Krishna. And how did Lord Nityananda did this? He held a straw in his mouth. He prostrated himself in front of everyone whom he saw. And with tears, he said, please take the name of Krishna. Please take the name of Krishna. Just look at the humility. And in previous incarnation, as Lord Balram, you should not take panga with Lord Balram. He's very strict and very, he'll deal with you there and then. The straw is very important, because what did Lord Balram do with the straw? Yeah. So once there's this pastime of Romaharshan Sutta, right? So this Romaharshan Sutta was a great elevated speaker of Bhagavatam, father of Sutta Goswami, so many accolades. And he was giving a discourse on Bhagavatam, right? And when he's giving a discourse on Bhagavatam, there enters Lord Balram. The etiquette is whenever anyone senior comes, no matter if you are in the Vyasasana also, we should pay obeisances, right? And here, Romaharshan Sutta doesn't pay obeisances. So what does Lord Balram do? He takes a straw. A straw is not a blade of grass. And he empowers that grass with, you can say probably Brahmastra or whatever astra. And he just touches him here. And what happens? Romaharshan Sutta falls down dead. Doesn't lift any weapon, nothing. He just touches him with the straw. And that same straw, I mean, not literally the same straw, but the same, straws in grass, here Nithyananda is putting in his teeth and begging with folded arms for all of us to say Krishna or take the name of Krishna. And following on his line, on his guidance, Srila Prabhupada came here. And what did Srila Prabhupada say? Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Srila Prabhupada added that be happy also. Right? So this instruction is very important. And this pastime that we just saw is also very nice. Okay, we'll continue. We have some more pastimes to discuss. So what pastime is this? Jagai Madhai, right? So we know that these two brothers, Jagadanand and Madhvanand, supposedly are Brahmanas, but due to association, they were so degraded that there is no sin that they did not do. Rob, steal, kill, drink blood, do all types of sins, right? And yes, they are also Jai Vijay in Kali Yuga. And so once when these brothers were fighting amongst themselves, like when you are intoxicated, you don't know what's happening. So these two brothers were fighting, and then, as is the previous instruction from Lord Chaitanya, that go to everyone and tell them. So who goes to them and tells? Nithyananda Prabhu. And the first time he tells them, they chase behind Nithyananda Prabhu and Haridas. And there's a nice, funny pastime that, Lord Nithyananda is running, Haridas Thakur is also running with him, and behind are Jagai and Madai, And because they're intoxicated, they're heavyweight, they cannot run for too far. So they get tired and stop. And still, Nithyananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur are running. And then Haridas Thakur says, what sort of madman you are? Those are drunkard people. Why are you going and preaching to them? Correct, na? If someone is, you will not go and tell someone who is high on weed, right? Chant Krishna. Everyone will do that probably, right? So then, Nithyananda Prabhu's reply is, you calling me mad? I am not mad. Your master who gave this instruction is mad. Whom is he pointing out to? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then, here, the mad is actually intoxicated with love of God, obviously. So then the next time again, after a few days, they see these two brothers in the marketplace. And they were pulling each other's hairs, punching each other, under intoxication, it's interesting what people can do to each other, right? So, and again, Nithyananda Prabhu goes there and tells him that, Suno Suno Bhai, hey, Karo Krishna, take the name of Krishna. And then this time, what does Madai do? He picks up a clay pot and hits it on Lord Nityananda's head, and blood starts oozing from his head. Obviously, if someone hits with an earthen pot, something will happen, right? Then blood starts coming. And still, Lord Nityananda, with the utmost humble nature, he begs him, that's okay, you have caused pain to me, but still, I beg you to please take the name of Krishna. And as he's saying that, he picks up another pot to hit on his head. But who stops him? His brother. His brother Jagai stops him. And by this time, the news goes to Lord Chaitanya that someone has hit Nityananda. And it is said, I was listening to, I'm forgetting Prabhu's name, but I was listening to this lecture, and it is said that Lord Chaitanya came to the situation with the speed of the mind. Like, obviously, his supreme personality can travel with whatever speed he wants. More than mind also he can travel. And he was there. And what did he say? He lifted his hand up and he said, Chakra, Chakra! He invoked the Sudarshan Chakra. Lord Chaitanya is, so his personality is so soft and so magnanimous, but here he's so angry that he's invoking the Sudarshan Chakra. And there's a nice image, the other one I probably will see. Sudarshan Chakra is just, descending, coming onto his finger. But then Lord Nita interferes and he says, my Lord, no, please. If you want to kill these two, then might as well kill everyone on this planet. Because in this age of Kali Yuga, everyone is more or less like that. Right? And in this age, we have not come here to kill. We have come here to transform. Yes, kill the disease. Very true. That's within the heart. So then, we know how the pastime goes. I'll go quickly through it. And then, others say that, oh, actually, Madai stopped. So he helped. Lord Nityananda says, he stopped me. And then Lord Chaitanya says, so I'll give you mercy. Jagai, yes, Jagai. And then Madai says, well, I did the same things that he did. So give me also mercy. He says, not for you. And I'll give it to him, but not to you, because you are offended my devotee. So we see this theme, that Krishna is okay, or the Supreme Personality is okay if you offend him. He'll not, he as Paramatma, he's sitting within our heart, and he has been forgiving us for millions of lives. And he'll still continue to forgive us. But the moment you touch his devotee, then things become very serious. You name a pastime, wherein, Ambrish Maharaj pastime, or, what else? You name it. Huh? Huh? Arjun, yes. Yeah, Draupadi, Prahlad Maharaj, yes. So many. Yeah, you name it. The moment, as well, if you stand here, and even, there were personalities in the past, like Hiranyakashipu, who used to blaspheme the Supreme Personality when he's standing in front. Obviously, even Duryodhana, right? He blasphemed Krishna standing in front, Shishupal, and Krishna did nothing. Krishna was still okay. But the moment you touch his devotee or say something to his devotee, here to bhaiya. So, and we learn in our dealings also that do anything, but don't do Vaishnava Aparadh, because that will have serious effects. Obviously, our bhakti doesn't go, but then there is a long gap in the time that we might take to reach to Krishna. Okay, so we'll quickly see a couple more pastimes. Obviously, then the whole pastime, Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, and then Lord Nityananda is traveling with him. And what is this pastime here? Yeah, so when Lord Chaitanya is actually there is one more pastime before this, that when Lord Chaitanya accepts sannyas, we saw here, Lord Chaitanya accepts sannyas, and after accepting sannyas, then Lord Chaitanya immediately wants to go to Vrindavan. And then what Nityananda Prabhu says, hey, I have traveled all over India, I'll show you where is Vrindavan. And Lord Chaitanya, yes, please take me to Vrindavan. He's in ecstasy, take me to Vrindavan. And then he says, oh, well, now sit in this boat, we have to cross, this is Yamuna. So Lord Chaitanya sits, and then as he's going in the so-called Yamuna, which is actually Ganga, he sees Advaita Acharya, and then Lord Chaitanya is like, oh, Advaita, you are in Vrindavan. Then he says, my Lord, this is not Vrindavan. Well, yes, wherever you are, there is Vrindavan, but this is not Vrindavan actually. So Lord Nita actually tricks Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and takes him to Shantipur, right? So that the devotees they can serve him. Sachimata can serve him. And after that pastime, so many between there, but for time's sake, we'll go a little bit faster. And then there now she requests that you don't go to Vrindavan, you go to Jagannath Puri because you'll be closer to me and I can hear about your pastimes. So then Lord Chaitanya starts going to Jagannath Puri. And on the way, even Jagannath Pandit is there, and so everybody is there. Lord Chaitanya gives his danda. Have you seen the sannyas danda with the sannyasi? It's a big staff they're holding. So he gives it to Jagannath Pandit first. And then, Lord Nityananda is like, if Parsadi Prabhu has something, I'll say, Parsadi Prabhu, show me what is that. And then, he takes it and breaks it into 3 pieces. And then he laughs and he throws it into the river. And this is a big offense actually, First of all, never touch a sannyasi's danda without his permission. Forget about breaking it. There'll be many sannyasis at temple opening, hopefully. So please do not touch their danda. Then, obviously, what happens? Lord Chaitanya comes. And then he says, what is going on in these pictures? He says, hey, where is my danda? And what does Lord Nityananda says? The answer is very, very nice. The answer is very nice. So he says, Nityananda Prabhu says, you went into ecstasy. He's saying this to Lord Chaitanya, that you went into ecstasy and I went to catch you. And we both fell on your danda. And the danda broke. It's a transcendental life, right? And I don't know where the pieces of the danda have gone. But certainly I have caused an offense by breaking it because I fell on it. So now you can punish me the way you want, So again, he's taking humble position. So why do you think, what are some of the reasons why did Lord Nityananda break the danda?
They are not.
Huh? Okay, there is technical reasons. There is technical reasons as ek danda and V dandi and 3 dandi. Yeah, 1 danda is like actually the sannyasis that have there are 3 pieces in there. It's not 1. The 3 represent Atma, Paramatma, and the loving relationship. But 1 represents like your God, I am God, everyone is God. So we don't use 1 danda. Right? Gaudiya Vaishnava. So what do you think? Why did Lord Nityananda break the danda? Any cases?
I heard in one thing. So I was thinking that like, even the Paramahamsa says there are levels in sannyasi. Paramahamsa says don't carry danda.
Yeah.
He's thinking like when Paramahamsa doesn't carry danda, you are supreme God. Why there's a need for you to carry danda?
Right.
And she's like, how can this danda be so, like my Lord is carrying you.
Right.
That you serve him, right?
Yes.
And he's serving the Danda,
Yeah.
that. So if that mood is
Yes.
broken.
So you see, everything is a man in the spiritual world. Everything is a manifestation or expansion of Lord Balram or Lord Nityananda. So here, Lord Nityananda is saying, "Hey, I have come. I've taken this incarnation to actually serve Lord Chaitanya, and now he is holding me. So it doesn't look good, right? So better I break it." And that's one of the reasons. And then other two reasons Mataji mentioned. Um, okay, we're doing on time. We'll do maybe one more, and then we'll see. So many pastimes that do happen between that, but then Lord Nityananda is given the instruction to propagate bhakti in or the moment of Gaudiya Vaishnavism in Puri, when especially when Lord Chaitanya goes to the South India tour, and there's a nice pastime that when there was a discussion that who will go with Lord Chaitanya to the South India tour, Lord Nityananda says, "Hey, I have roamed the whole of India. You tell me the place, and I'll tell you where what is." Lord Chaitanya says, "You are the worst person. I'll never take you. Because you told me you'll take me to Vrindavan and you took me to Shantipur. So definitely not you." Then the next contender was Jagadanand Pandit, another friend of Lord Chaitanya. He said, You want me to do all kinds of opulences, you want me to do all kinds of sense gratifications. Once Jagadanand Pandit, he got nice sandalwood, and with lot of efforts, he made this nice pure sandalwood oil so that he could massage Lord Chaitanya. And then he gave this sandalwood oil to Lord Chaitanya's servant. And he said, "Please give it to Lord Chaitanya." And then, Lord Chaitanya servant said, "Hey, my Lord, please accept this." And Lord Chaitanya, he said, "I'm a sannyasi. Do you think I should use these expensive oils?" And he took that, and he didn't say that. And he said, I will not use that." And then the message was got to Jagadanand Pandit, and he says that Lord Chaitanya said he's not going to use it. So Jagadanand Pandit gets angry, and in front of Lord Chaitanya, he picks up that expensive oil, breaks it, and goes away from there. And then what does he do? He goes away from there and starts fasting for 2 days, 3 days. And then Lord Chaitanya has to come and pacify him. So he says, "No, no, I don't want to take you with me because you will simply create some kind of disturbance." um, uh, who is the next contender? Who comes? Huh? Who's the final person who goes? No, no. Who the after everyone they say that okay, you take Kal Krishna Das, right? So the one person was a brahmachari. They sent him with him, and that also is the mercy of Lord Nityananda. He says, take him. And if you see, everybody is because of the mercy of Lord Nityananda. Raghunath Das Goswami, again, the mercy of Lord Nityananda. Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, because of whom we know Chaitanya Charitamrita, again, because of Lord Nityananda. And so many other things, right? So I think we are getting toward an end. So I'll finish up in like 2 minutes if you give me. So I skipped to this slide. So Nityananda Prabhu is very, very merciful. And if you see in olden temples which were established before Srila Prabhupada, you would see the deities of Gaur Gadadhar. Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani. So you used to find the deities as you see in the picture of Gaur Gadadhar. But then for Gaur Gadadhar, you have to serve them in an equivalent way that you serve Radha and Krishna. So Gaur Gadadhar service is not easy. So if you say we'll have Gaur Gadadhar service, first chant 64 rounds every day, and then you can serve them. Right? So the service is very strict. But then that is the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, that Srila Prabhupada changed Gaur Gadadhar to Gaur Nitai. Because Nithyananda Prabhu is so merciful that even if you, and as he points out at the beginning, that all he wants from you is small faith. The faith that will help you in your Krishna consciousness. And today we see that God Nitai are here. And have you heard about Shastra saying that without Radharani's mercy you cannot attain Krishna? Yes, we have heard that. But Shastras also say that without Gauranga you cannot attain the mercy of Radharani, right? Because Gauranga is in the bhav of Radharani. And you cannot attain the mercy of Gauranga without attaining the mercy of Nityananda. So if anyone thinks that they can reach Krishna directly, not possible. If anyone thinks they can reach Radharani directly, not possible. And if anyone thinks that you can reach Gauranga directly, still not possible. So the only way, and the easiest way in fact, is to come under the shelter of Nityananda, who has actually come here to deliver us. And we'll end it with this. That this should be our prayer. Please recite with me. Nityanam aham naumi sarvananda karam param harinama pradam devam avadhuta shiromanim. The translation: I bow down to the Supreme Lord Nithyananda Prabhu, who is the awarder of the highest joy to all, the bestower of the holy name and the crest jewel of all Paramahamsa mendicants. And I've read through and heard lectures, even texts in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. If you have, this is the Falashruti of this lecture. If you have any difficulty in your spiritual life, we all have difficulties in spiritual life, whether you are struggling with chanting, whether you are struggling with service, I can guarantee you, do this one thing. Take a minute, stand in front of Nithyananda Prabhu and tell what you are facing difficulty with. And trust me, you will see a change. What is troubling you will soon subside. Obviously, devotional things, okay? Don't come here and say, okay, I want this, I want $1 million or whatever. Pray to Lord Nitai, because today is a very auspicious day. On birthday, everybody is happy, right? We are very happy on birthdays, right? So Nithyananda Prabhu's birthday is today. So please take a minute, come in front of him and ask him for blessings so that he might help us in our devotional service. Okay? So may Lord Nithyananda bestow his blessings upon all of you. With that, I thank you for patient hearing. If I said anything wrong, please forgive me as a humble servant. Vancha kalpataru kripa sindhuvadevacha patitanam pavane Vaishnave pro namo namo anant koti Vaishnavanti jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, curtains are open, going to close in 5 minutes. If you want to take darshan, please take darshan and then we can start the prasad. You have 5 minutes, we are.
आप बस उनके पास जाओ ब्रो, ये मूड वगैरह सब कुछ वही सेट करेंगे। कोई नहीं ब्रो जी, वही सब करेंगे।
Okay, there's some
जैसा भी आएगा उनका जैसा मूड भी आएगा